quick click. A lot of people like to try to hold it, and that doesn't do the the trick to it at all.
Okay.
You can put your camera right inside the bars, and I'm going to show you where it's at. But you want to get the sign first, so everybody can kind of see that. So that's the one that says there's no ghost here, but the Holy Ghost. And you see the cross headstone in the back? Sue's grave is just to the left of that, one more row back. So you want to kind of keep focused where you at least have that in view. If you want to move over, you can. It's completely up to you.
You think I got it right here? I don't think I do.
I mean, you kind of have it, but again, it's pretty dark back there. So if we're going to find something, it's going to show up.
I feel like I'd be able to get better. Right.
Again, your night, your footage here. As far as any picture taking, by all means, take as many pictures as you want. Again, it's your guys' night.
Honestly, the more angles and more lenses you have pointed in a direction.
Now,
this thing has been dead.
Now, believe it or not, we were actually closer to Sue's grave when we were in the alley. But
it makes sense, actually. Like, if she's more on the back side, you're against that back wall.
Exactly. So, just kind of hang out here for a few minutes. You guys already know the story. So, obviously tell me what you're hearing, what you're getting on your word list, and kind of take it from there.
Really? I wasn't touching that.
Yeah, it's not going to stand up. It's got a roll bottom.
I need to take this back off.
IRPOV.
Yeah.
See the green dots all over.
Is that is it showing up on there?
No, it's the other thing too is that you see the light off to the left?
Yep.
The church put that up there to try to stop people from recreating this whole scenario. It's supposed to give off light flares, but that infrared camera that Parker's using, it shoots right through it. Yeah, it shoots right through it. We get a little bit of a flare, but it's easily debunkable.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, that green dots, that's just a common thing for iPhones. Yeah. I can't tell you how many people send me their pictures with those green dots in there. I'm like, if you're using an iPhone, this is garbage.
I have an Android.
It has to be something significant. Like I'll take pictures and stuff, but like it's got to be something like knock your fucking socks off. It can't be like we did took my parents to Williamsburg, and we did a boat tour up to Jamestown, and it was on a boat, and they're like, oh, take pictures with your phones, and I'm like, we're on fucking water. There's water vapor everywhere. Yeah. And the first photo you take, everybody's like, look at all the orbs, and I was like, it's fucking water vapor. Like, spray. Get real, like.
Especially if you're on the water and it's beating off the sun, it's gonna show up.
Oh, well, this was at night, and I was like, well, that's even worse because now you got all this flash flying off the boat.
Right. Yep.
We
were trying to ghost hunter, is it? We kind of hold the cameras up.
We did like we were trying to film one night behind the house and look at and it wasn't even anything paranormal. It was looking at an asteroid like shower, like watching meteors and shit. And fucking that first thing I do with the phone, I'm like trying to catch these things, and like all of a sudden it's like I hit the button to take some snapshots in between the flash hits, and the whole screen just lit up with. And I was like, fuck. And then I just started watching it over the camera, holding it out, and you can see the particles just reflecting off of it. I was like, man, like then, and then I was like, well, if I'm doing this, like, what are the odds? Like all these shows that I see, it's like, oh, look at all the orbs, how they flow. And I'm like, it's a fucking load of shit.
Anything coming out?
This is like the least amount I've gotten this whole time. It's a lot more static.
Anything coming up there?
Athlete, loving, advise, recipient, slower.
I would say it's definitely slower over here. Alright, let's go ahead and call it. We got what, about 4, maybe 5 minutes?
420.
Perfect. Your focal point is right here, so if you need to adjust it, this moves the focals in and out this way, and then underneath you have the 2 thumb pieces, so you'll move them in and out to adjust it for yourself. All you'll have to do is look straight ahead. It will line up with you. I know I've been kind of moving around. Yeah, go ahead and adjust it as needed. And the minute you get under there and you start hearing things, like as soon as those headphones go on, that's when I start the timer. Just so you know.
What do these some things do again?
Oh wait.
They push the phone in and out, like away from your face or close to your face. It's as close as it can get right now.
Yeah.
You have to push it out.
Yeah, no, it's just that it's sitting a bit high on my face. That's it.
Oh,
I can't do much about that. It's just the structure of the headset.
gotcha.
So I'm just gonna hold it.
Okay.
Are we?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Okay.
Okay, it is. We'll just say
People wear masks.
11:29. People wear masks. Henry, if you're here,
Turn up.
you need to give us something about your occupation, please. Can you tell us what you did for a living? And the answers might go to your device as well. So we're not
Your life.
Henry, what did
Let
you
me sacrifice.
what did you do for a living? Henry,
Guys.
starting things off nice and simple. You know we come with respect.
Whole family's coming over.
There's only 5 of us here. No other groups in here tonight, Henry. So just chat with us. We'll get a few answers,
Had the wind.
and we will move on. Can you tell us what you did for a living?
Looking good.
Henry, we're using the blue box tonight too. You can give us images. Henry Timrod, can you push forward? I'd like to have it.
Me.
Yes, you. I'm looking for a few answers straight from you.
Author in Charleston.
Thank you. Who's a writer, everybody? In Charleston, no less. Beautiful. Thank you for that, Henry. Can you tell us what you wrote about? Silence.
Anger issues.
There was a war.
First. There ain't no thing.
Henry, give us the specific theme of your work, please.
Hands in the fire. Lowest prices.
Henry, some images would be great.
I'm just sitting down.
You can show us what you wrote about. We already know it was the war because I've already revealed it. Can you show us which war? I did not tell them that yet.
Just like the galaxy's supposed to be like fiery.
10
Yeah,
times
it's
the
like a
points.
goldish amber.
Uh,
What was the number she just said?
10 times the points.
Henry, talk more about your work.
When Paulo Neal discovered.
What about Paul? Let's go back to Paul. Who was Paul?
Daughter.
It was not your daughter. Who was it? Who was Paul, Henry? What did he mean to you? Parker, still no images?
I don't see anything. At least nothing I can make out.
Well,
Unless they're like to my side.
well, you'll know when there's a
Yeah.
picture.
It's going to show straight in front of you.
Passed through all the years.
Henry, who
Assuming you grew up.
was Paul? I'm going to stick on this because this isn't a topic you normally bring up. Who was Paul?
Yeah.
Who was Paul? Can you give us the rest of his name? Tell us who he was to you. If he was a friend or an enemy.
A lot.
I guess that kind of answers the question. Who was he to you? A lot. Who's that friend? Henry. What did Henry do for you?
98.
What did Paul do for you?
Grayson.
That was not his name. Henry, what did Paul do?
Free fall.
Likes that damn free fall. She heard that earlier too. Is she a Tom Petty fan?
I am.
Henry?
452.
Henry? This kind of relates to your work. I'm okay with this conversation. You want to tell me more about Paul? That's a yes-no question. Henry, it's been about
Available
6 minutes
videos.
so far, so we're running out of time. I want to continue this about Paul, but you need to let me know if that's okay. Is it okay if we continue? Is it alright? No images, Parker?
Nothing.
Sometimes
Ben Affleck.
you'll see a flicker every once in a while, and that just means it's got something going on in there. It's just not showing it to you.
President.
Who was the president at your time, Henry? I've never asked that question before.
Now.
either. Who was the president during your time that you were alive? Henry? Did somebody else
A
come here?
fact.
Somebody else
If
come
you're
here with you?
looking.
Who else is here with you? You guys notice I take the same question over and over and over again. Kind of give them an opportunity, because the answer is not always going to be direct.
Lots of clapping.
That's interesting.
She said
Not
it like
so
she heard
fast.
it. Like the phrase lots of flopping. Henry, you want me to slow down? Trying to stick to
Again.
the same questions, but you haven't even given us an image tonight in the blue box. All you gotta do is get close to it.
I see.
Apparently Parker's not seeing anything. Can you show him at least some type of image? And we'll try to make sense of it.
Ribs.
Ribs.
Before.
Henry, we're running out of time.
Driver.
He's actually really good at this, just so you know. I was a little worried about her taking on this role.
Calendar.
We'll see what happens. Is there a date you want us to know about? Just tell us what date you need me to dive into. What do I need to look into? Henry? Time's running out pretty fast, Henry. What date do I need to look into?
Low country.
Henry, we're down to about 2 minutes or so. If you'd like us to leave, you can just say the word home. We'll oblige, we'll wrap it up, but I would like for Parker to at least see one image come through.
Type. Investigating.
Henry, can you tell us goodnight? We'll wrap it up. You're not really giving us much.
Gotta play.
Any words going up on anything?
Got change, mysterious, gather, inky. Express. With no doubt.
Henry, can you tell us goodnight? We're going to wrap this up with no images. I think it's time to call it.
You could call me.
Henry, one last chance. Going once. Going twice for a message or an image.
That's way to the hour.
Once, twice.
Grow.
Go ahead and get her tapped out. Parker, let's peel that thing off your face, man. I'm curious to see what's going on in there.
Yeah. And you take a look. You won't see
That
anything.
open? Yeah. Okay. Has it been 10 minutes? Clear.
Did you?
What?
It's still there. See if we go. Yeah, neither one of you get up. Just, you guys got the point on that one. No images.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
But yeah, you're right. Like, you know, this is honestly like hunting for paranormal. There's going to be times you don't hear squat.
Right.
So it might not be here where that presence necessarily.
Excuse me 1 second. There is a button next to your volume. I want you to click the button in the opposite direction. It'll turn the machine off. This way we know that the last 10 minutes came from this session. You can go ahead and just leave it on the bench for right now. So let me kind of go through the history here. Yeah, let's get his glasses back to him. Any readings from the EMF?
No.
We've had triple digits during these sessions before, like over 100. Here's how this story goes. I'm excited about two things that you said specifically. You did say author in Charleston
Yes.
and the name Paul.
I do not remember. That's
You
funny.
said Paul Neal something.
Oh, okay.
And I caught it. I was
Honestly,
like, wait a
it
minute,
feels
wait a
like
minute.
that was only a minute. That didn't feel like.
Oh yeah, most
that
people think
long. Yeah,
you were
that-
under for like almost 10 minutes. I cut it a little short just
For
because there
real,
wasn't much
10
going on.
minutes? Okay.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh.
And zero images whatsoever. And again, it can happen, unfortunately. So here's the story. Here's how this goes, and you'll start to see why I'm excited about those two small little terms. So at this point, even though there were no images, I'm still going to count this as slightly successful, just because we did get two answers that were. One of them was a direct answer of, "Hey, what did you do for a living?" And you said author in Charleston. This guy was a writer. And then the name Paul was unexpected, so I kind of kept going with it, and I'm hoping that you just missed a few things in between what you were saying,
Yeah.
so that way I can find all the other
a
things around
lot
Paul.
going on. Like, there were some words that I'm like, oh, I probably missed
Oh yeah,
that.
that's why we record it, and that why. And when you guys buy your first
Or
beer
Mr.
box, oh, you can stop your camera.
Okay.
By the way.